Imagine standing on the edge of a promise, but never stepping into it. A leader who split seas, brought plagues, and talked with God like a friend, now gone. And then something strange begins to happen. God hides his body. An angel fights the devil. Food from heaven stops falling. The people are afraid, confused, lost. This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Welcome to the Bible Stories with Gian channel. This is the story of what happened right after Moses died, and what you're about to hear may surprise you. Moses was 120 years old when he climbed up Mount Nebo. His eyes were still sharp. His strength had not faded. From the top, he looked across the land God had promised to Israel. He saw the green hills, the rivers, the cities far away, but God had already told him, "You may see the land, but you will not enter it." Moses stood alone on the mountain. No one went with him. And there, on that sacred ground, Moses took his final breath. But that's not the most shocking part. The Bible says, God himself buried Moses, Deuteronomy 34:6. And to this very day, no one knows where the grave is. Why would God hide Moses' body? Some say it was to keep the people from worshiping his bones. Others believe something even stranger happened. Far away, in the unseen world, something was stirring. Satan, the great enemy, wanted Moses' body. Not his soul, but his body. We don't know exactly why, but in the New Testament, the book of Jude tells us a secret. Michael the archangel argued with the devil over the body of Moses. Jude 1:9. Yes, a heavenly angel, Michael, fought the devil for the body of the prophet. Maybe the enemy wanted to use the body to mislead the people. Maybe he wanted to twist Moses' legacy, but Michael stood firm. He said only one thing, "The Lord rebuke you." And just like that, the fight was over. Moses' body was hidden, protected, safe. For 40 years, God gave his people a miracle every morning. When they woke up, the ground was covered in something small and white, like flakes. They called it manna. It tasted like honey and bread. It was God's way of feeding his people in the desert. They didn't have farms. They didn't plant seeds. But God gave them food from heaven. But the Bible says something amazing. The manna stopped the day after they ate the food of the land. Joshua 5:12. Just after Moses died, the Israelites crossed the Jordan River into the Promised Land. They picked fruits, they tasted real bread, and suddenly the manna was gone. No more daily miracles, no more free food. It was time to grow, time to work, time to trust God in a new way. When Moses was alive, he could talk to God directly. He went up Mount Sinai. He stood in the tent of meeting. God spoke to him face to face like a friend. But after Moses died, things changed. The people still needed answers. They still needed guidance. But God no longer spoke the same way. So they used something mysterious, then called the Urim and Thummim. These were sacred stones kept in the high priest's breastplate. When they had a question, the priest would ask God. The Urim and Thummim would give a yes or no. It wasn't as clear as Moses' voice. It wasn't as personal, but it was still God's way of leading them. Sometimes in life, when it feels like God is silent, he is still speaking, just in a different way. Right after Moses died and the land was divided, something dangerous happened. The tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh built a great altar. The rest of Israel saw it and thought, they are starting their own religion. They are turning against God. The warriors of Israel got ready for battle. They prepared to go to war against their own brothers. But before the bloodshed began, they sent messengers. They asked, "Why are you doing this? Why are you turning from the Lord?" The answer shocked them. The tribes said, "We're not turning away. We built this altar as a witness between us, to show that we belong to the Lord. Just like you." Peace returned. The war was stopped before it started, and it taught a powerful lesson. Communication can save lives. Assumptions can destroy families. When Moses died, many thought the story was over, but really it had just begun. Yes, the prophet was gone. Yes, things changed, but God was still with his people. They learned to listen in new ways. They walked into the promise. They became stronger, wiser, and more united. Sometimes when a great leader is taken away, God is preparing the people to grow. And even when it feels like we're alone on a mountaintop, God is near. He buries our past. He protects our legacy, and he leads us into something new. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let them know. Just because something ends doesn't mean God is done. Tap like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more hidden Bible truths told like never before. Because the Bible isn't just a book, it's a living story, and you are part of it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care. God bless you all.